Welcome to Coffee and Conversations for Men, a podcast where two men, Jay Guy
and Brian Jones,
sit down to share their stories of struggles, successes, and everything in between as they navigate the ups and downs of life.
Each episode will dive into topics men are curious about as it relates to their fitness, nutrition, relationships, mental health, and being a lifelong learner. If you're looking for real talk, honest discussions, and practical advice, you're in the right place.
So grab your coffee
Or your favorite drink.
and sit back and join us for some candid conversations that will inspire, motivate, and remind you that you are not alone on this journey. So let's get started. When men talk about health, we usually think about strength, stamina, or hitting the gym.
But there's something we don't talk enough about. How do we feel about our bodies?
Whether we like to admit it or not, a lot of us are quietly wrestling with body image. The mirror, the scale, or an old pair of jeans that no longer fit. Social media is telling us what real men are supposed to look like.
Some men feel pressure to be bigger, leaner, stronger. Others are just trying to feel comfortable in their own skin while dealing with aging, weight gain, or constant comparison.
And most of us, we were never taught how to talk about it. In this episode of Coffee and Conversations for Men, we're diving into body image, where the expectations come from, how the comparison steals our confidence, and why the silence makes it worse.
We'll talk about the difference between health and appearance, self-worth beyond the mirror, and how to build a better relationship with your body, right where you are.
No flexing, no filters, no judgment.
Just real conversation for real men.
Pour a coffee, pull up a chair, and join the conversation. Cheers.
Jay, for our What's in Your Cup segment, I can't believe we're doing this. I can't. This is a coffee that's come from husband and wife listeners in Florida.
Uh-huh.
They delivered it to us.
I'm speechless.
It is called Rising Cock Coffee, fresh roasted, and the blend is Morning Quickie, breakfast blend. So I think they just wanted us to do this segment to hear us.
I'm going to have to agree with you. 100%.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And the notes on the back are friggin' hilarious.
They are actually hilarious. Wait till we read them out to you.
I don't know if we can get through this.
Okay, well, I'm going to do my best.
Okay,
I'm going to try.
All right.
So you want me to lead or you want me
your
to lead?
radio announcer voice, okay?
Ready? Well. Look who's got their hands on a sack of Rising Cock coffee.
Remember, these beans just didn't roll out of bed. They've been through an intense process of small batch roasting, and now they're in your hands.
And if this is your first date, if this is your first date with us, let's clear the air. We're not about sweet whispers and long walks. We're about waking up. We're
Okay.
We're
the wake-up call you've never wanted, but now can't live without.
Oh, good.
As subtle as a jackhammer at sunrise, and as smooth as your dance moves after a few gin and tonics.
Oh, God. And let's get one thing straight. Let's get one thing straight. This isn't your morning coffee. This is your afternoon delight and late night companion. It's as versatile as your ex. It's as versatile as your ex wasn't.
So whether you want a cup of bold awakening at dawn or a mug of smooth comfort at dusk, we've got you covered.
Now, off you go. Brew, sip, repeat, and remember, life's too short for bad coffee and good behavior. So cheers
to the mischief within us
all. A message from Rising Cock Coffees.
Oh my God.
That was amazing. So, to our listeners.
Well, where's the coffee brewed?
Thank you.
Where is it?
So, it's in 1852. The founder founded this brand of coffee in San Francisco.
Okay. And it's made its way through the States.
Honest to God.
And
it smells fantastic.
These listeners, well, it tastes great. These listeners are from Florida.
Yeah.
And it just so happens that the wife has family just north of us. So she arranged to drop this coffee off in person.
That's good.
That
was hilarious. Reading the back of it was just, oh my God.
Okay.
I knew we weren't going to make it through that.
We're going to put the link in the show notes so you can get your own Rising Cock coffee.
I feel like this was an infomercial at midnight. Call now.
Or at dawn.
Call now. In the next 30 minutes.
Oh my God.
That's hilarious.
Okay. And this is so appropriate for
body image.
For body image.
I would have to say so. And without sounding like a cliche, it goes hand in hand with this episode.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Enough
on that note, cheers.
Cheers. And cheers to you for sending the coffee.
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
Jay, this topic of body image is so important for men.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But before we get into our pillars, why are we doing it?
Oh, I think it's so important, especially this one. I mean, I might say that for all of them. Oh, this one's an important one, but I really do believe this one's an important, and I feel like this one I can totally relate to. I didn't have any trouble with this one at all.
Coming up with stories, coming
up with things that would jump out at me as I'm doing my show notes.
Right,
and I do believe the way we see ourselves, the way we see our bodies, the way we treat our bodies is a direct reflection as to how we see ourselves.
Right.
And I think it's important as we age, I think it's important to have a very good idea of who you are and how you feel about your body as we get older, because we're going to lose the ability to do some things.
And it gets down to body confidence. What do you think of your body? And that affects your fitness level, your nutrition level, your mental health, your relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. Your bedroom.
The bedroom. Yeah, absolutely. And how do you interact with your kids?
Oh, yeah. And the example that we set for them.
Yeah. Without even knowing we're setting an example.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there are often times we're setting the example and we're being watched and we don't even know it.
No.
And unfortunately, sometimes you have to backtrack.
A lot of insecurities.
A lot of insecurities
for our body. All right. Yeah. Let's get into it. When it comes to our first pillar on fitness, let's tag team this, Jay.
Okay. All right.
Back and forth, and we'll throw in some research that we found, our own stories, and we'll just go back and forth and see how it works out.
It's a good idea like that.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
I find in an early episode, I talked about the extra weight that I had to lose to be healthy, because I had no butt. I had lots of gut, lots of muffin top around, and no biceps, no triceps. I didn't have the body that I needed, that I felt I needed to be healthy.
Right. Yeah.
I was very sluggish.
Yeah, which is surprising because you grew up on a farm.
Well,
and you farm kids are super strong.
I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you. Oh, absolutely. I mean, alarm went off at 4:45 and down to the barn and haying and straw in summer and all that farm work. But we also ate like farm kids.
Oh, so even though you were farm active.
Oh my gosh.
So you were farm active.
Oh my goodness.
But okay, but your habits were different when it came to the dinner table?
Oh, that's
Is that the problem? Or
meat and potatoes and all the fixings, and not just one dessert, but several desserts. You would never insult mom. You would have a piece of pie and a piece of cake and a tart and a cookie and maybe some ice cream to top it off.
Wow.
And you were hungry because you worked all day.
Yeah.
So there wasn't that balance of watching what I was eating nutritiously.
Yeah. Honestly, that makes a lot of sense, though. It really does. And it just goes back to those habits, right?
It does.
We've talked about that in previous episodes. It's building those habits in the kitchen. It's building those habits in your lifestyle that prevent you from having those oh shit moments.
That's right.
Yeah. I did a lot of research for this topic. I came across some interviews online, and it was from some celebrity trainers.
Mhm.
And they all had one common theme, which was when they had people come into, actually, I'm just going to read you a little quote from that. And one of the celebrity trainers says, when the guys come into my studio, usually the first things out of their mouth is, I want to look like Brad Pitt from Fight Club. and the trainer says, first of all, let's get that out of your head. You're not going to look like Brad Pitt from Fight Club. It's unmaintainable and it's not sustainable. And they're doing things for those roles in those movies, and they're putting their bodies through things that you're not going to be willing to do.
That's right.
The eating, the sleeping, or the lack of sleeping, and the long nights on the sets, and they're going to be doing things. So I'm taking this out of, but the quote says, so let's get that out of your head. You're not going to look like Brad Pitt, first and foremost. You're not going to maintain what he does. You're not going to put your body through what he will. And you're not going to be able to maintain it in the long run. It is just not healthy. You want to look like somebody else? Let's shoot for that.
Yeah. It's interesting you said Brad Pitt, because I knew that you were going to talk about Brad Pitt.
Uh-huh.
And today on the GO train ride back to our recording studio,
Yeah.
I did a little research on what Brad Pitt had to do to maintain that physique for that movie.
Okay,
are you ready for this?
Are you ready for this? Yeah.
Well, first of all,
curiosity.
3 months before the filming started, he had just finished another movie, the Meet Joe Black movie.
Okay.
And so that finished.
Yeah.
He had 3 months to transform his body to look like he looked in the Fight Club.
Wow.
So 3 months.
Wow.
So he had to get his body fat down to 5 to 6%.
Wow. That is insane.
It's insane. It's difficult to do, and it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
For his chest, there was bench press, incline bench press, the machine chest press, the pec deck, back, the pull-ups, the lat pull-downs, the T-bar rows, the seated cable rows. For his shoulders, the military press, the the lateral raises, the front raises, the biceps, barbell curls, the preacher curls, the cable curl. For triceps, it was push downs, it was skull crushers, it was bench dip, which I hate, cardio. Then he had to do running and heavy bag work. It was just, and I'm not talking about his diet. The nutritionist that had to follow him around on the set to make sure he was eating every 2 hours to get in his body. So this is why he had to look the way he did. Incredible. Now, it was 3 months of intense training to get into that shape.
Yeah.
What's really interesting, as soon as the filming finished, he was memorizing the script and the choreography and all the what's required for the next movie, which was Snatch.
Oh my God.
Do you remember that one?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies.
Okay, so if you compare his physique in the Fight Club, then he goes right into filming Snatch. So if you compare his body, it had to be thicker and a higher body fat.
Yeah.
So
which he was.
And lighting and angle work and special effects can only do so much.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So there is no friggin' way that a client going into a coach can maintain that.
No, you're just not, as the average Joe.
No, if I was getting that salary, maybe I would.
Honestly, right? And that's, I think that's the hard part when people see these like Chris Hemsworth in or Zac Efron.
Oh my gosh.
Like when you see these guys on the movie and you're like, oh my God, I want to look like that. I mean, okay, they got great physiques. Just give the actors that. They got great physiques and they work their asses off to get there. But you're not going to maintain that for a long period of time. You're just not. They're like, I don't know how long it takes to shoot a movie. Let's say 6 months. I don't know how long it takes. So let's say Brad Pitt maintained 5 to 6% body fat for 6 months. That in
That's
itself
insane.
is insane.
That's insane.
That in itself is insane. The average Joe is not walking around at 5 or 6%
No.
day to day.
No.
I'm not going to work
No.
and doing my daily
and I
routine.
predict you're
Wow.
likely sitting at 15 or 17%.
I'm probably sitting at 17%. At my best,
And
I was probably
you're
sitting
pretty
at 12.
fit.
Yeah, I was probably down to about 12, 10, 12%.
Oh my gosh.
At my leanest. Yeah.
My left leg is 12%. That's it.
Honest to God. But yeah, I mean, 5 or 6% is just,
it's insane.
It's not healthy for the average person.
And I think that's what media does.
Yeah.
On social media.
Yeah.
You and I were part of the Dad Bod Transformation Group.
Yeah.
Fantastic fitness transformation group.
That's right.
Hats off to the organizers.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a moderator there.
Yeah.
So, and because there was strict policy, the owner wanted the moderators, when someone submits a post, you go through it to make sure it's appropriate, first of all.
Yeah.
And then you approve it.
Yeah.
And if you don't approve it, then you need to write back to the person, the member, who has posted and say, you know what, we can't accept this because X, Y, Z.
Okay, yeah.
But what we found is there were guys that were posting every 4 hours.
Oh.
Because they were in the gym and they would do something and they would post. And there were listeners or there were followers from the Facebook group that never posted at all. They had no intention of putting their body out there.
Yeah.
Some of them had questions.
Yeah.
But there were others that just jumped right on it and were posting. And we would say as moderators to them, you know what? Your physique looks amazing.
Yeah.
But let's tell the membership how you got there.
Yeah.
They don't just, tell us, this is me. Tell us what exercises you do.
Yeah, and a
pic
is great.
That.
Yeah, a pic is great, but talk about your journey.
Yeah.
How'd you get here?
That's what people want to know.
You here? What brought you here? Yeah.
And what's next?
Yeah, what's next for you? Yeah. And how can we share in your journey? That's a big part of that page is everybody sharing in somebody else's fitness journey. That was the whole point of that transformation group.
No, my fitness was exercising was addictive.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
And because and there was I needed to get over that because I was relying on external validation for my physique, for my exercises, and it wasn't internal. That validation was not coming internal. So as soon as I made the switch over, then I knew that I was in a better headspace,
right,
and a better spot to grow. So what about you, Jay, when it comes to fitness and body image? Any advice for our listeners?
Yeah, I would like to say I never dealt with any sort of body insecurity issues. That just wouldn't be the case.
Really?
No. Listen, man, listen. I know I was in fantastic shape. Physically. Mentally was a whole nother ballgame. I mean, shit, man, that's why we're here. I shouldn't have had any issues with myself physically, but that's just not how this works. That's just not how mental health works. I should not had an issue with myself and the way I looked, but sometimes you feel like you want to hide away from the world. Sometimes you put yourself into baggy clothes and you feel like you need to hide it all from everybody. And, which I'll talk more about in our mental health segment.
Okay.
But sometimes you hide yourself away from the world and in fear of this judgment or in fear of what you think people are thinking. And sometimes they're not thinking anything. It's all just you. And so sometimes you fall victim of the industry standards and what you see on social media or the movies and that kind of stuff. And then you start the comparative game. And then you start well, if I look like that too, blah, blah, blah. And then there's the whole well, shit, I do look like that too. How come I don't feel like that? How come I don't feel like I wear that badge of confidence? So sometimes it doesn't really just exist physically. Yes, I got it all physically. I'm good. I'm solid. Sometimes you feel like hiding away from everybody, regardless of how many abs you got, how big your shoulders are, how defined your back is. Sometimes it just doesn't matter how in shape you are.
Wow. I have more questions about this for you during our mental health segment then.
I'll be happy to answer those. Okay, Brian, moving on to our nutrition segment. What do you got, buddy?
This is really interesting for me because my relationship with food has varied over the years. There was a point in my life where food was just comfort food. And then there was a point in my life where I was using food as fuel for my life. And there's this body dissatisfaction can vary depending on what your goals are.
Yeah.
Now, after I had lost my weight, I was very cautious of what I was eating. So, clean eating, I was being aware of the greens and how much water I was drinking, and more proteins, and looking at and fats and carbohydrates, and all that was really keen. However, the moment that I became dissatisfied in my body, one of two things would happen. I was either going to not eat anything, or I would food binge. And then it would repeat itself. I know you're a fan, you're a big advocate for intermittent fasting.
Yeah, that's right.
And so am I. But it was Lee Hayward when we had him on. He said, that's fine.
Yeah.
But in your eating window, you can't binge because you can say, I had 16 hours of not eating. But then the rest of the time,
cheeseburgers.
Exactly, fitting in there. And he's talking, going, holy shit. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm not reducing my calorie intake of the food. I was actually eating more because I was starving.
Yeah, and it defeats the whole
purpose. But I didn't eat till noon. So it must be working. No, not at all. Yeah. And I had to be you go off to a birthday party. It's your grandma's birthday, and you got a cake there and all the goodies, and when part of you're saying, oh shit, I have worked so hard. Yeah. But then I'm not going to disappoint her.
Yeah. Right.
And I just can't have one little slice. I have to sample a little bit of everything.
Right.
Next thing I know, I'm watching my hand put the food to my mouth.
Yeah.
And that little muffin on the side of my
your love
handle is not going away at all. Yeah. Now, what about you at a birthday party?
Well, okay, so I'm not a big fan of sugary. I'm not a big fan of the sugar icing sugar stuff.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times I will. All right. Here's how it is. No bullshit. I'm the guy who makes a point of saying I had a piece of your birthday cake.
And why do you say that to the birthday person?
So most of the times, because they know I don't want a piece. And so I'm having a piece of birthday cake to be polite, but also share in the celebration. But it's the sugar. Most birthday cakes are sugary, and so I'm like, hey, I did all I could. I ate as much as I could. There's usually a big chunk of the icing left, and I just couldn't get through it. Blah blah blah. So I'm like, I ate look. I ate a piece. Okay, all right. I ate a piece of birthday cake. So I'm that guy. But on the other hand, if there was I will eat the shit out of a carrot cake. I'm telling you right now. So it's just preference, right?
Yeah.
So if I went to a birthday party and somebody had carrot cake, I'm not sharing. So it's really just it comes down to preference. But yeah, I don't care for birthday cake. Yeah. Just because of the icing content, right. I don't care for it.
Yeah. Now, what about when you go on a vacation?
Okay, so I'm not the guy who says I can't have that. I'm on a diet, or I can't have this because I'm not eating that right now.
Okay.
We just recently went on vacation, and I ate everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Now it's interesting. I was ill back after Christmas, and habit slacked. So fitness went down the tube. Right. Nutrition went down the tube. Even though I wasn't hungry, when I did eat, it was the wrong stuff. So now we're going on our vacation again.
Right.
In about 14 days, 2 weeks. Yeah. 2 weeks today.
Yeah.
And I'm not at the weight I should be. Yeah. Okay. So is this a body image thing? It is.
Yeah.
It is, because I know clothes are tight.
Yeah.
But I also know I have a sweet spot of weight I need to weigh. If I'm over that weight, I feel like shit.
Yeah.
I am lethargic. I don't sleep well. If I'm over that weight, I sweat and it stinks.
Yeah.
there's that sweet spot.
Yeah.
And then if I'm in that range where it's acceptable, I have so much energy.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good. I know. But if I drop
Mhm.
below that range,
Mhm.
I don't look well.
Yeah.
And I feel okay.
Yeah.
But there's people that will talk behind my back, and they'll go to my wife and say, so Diane, is Brian okay?
Mm.
Is he like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And I look sick.
Okay.
It's that sweet spot I aim for.
Yeah,
Right
yeah,
now I'm
yeah.
over that sweet spot
Right.
because I don't like some of the side effects that I'm having.
Mhm.
So I'm working my damnness to get off it.
Yeah.
I am doing some intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
And I'm not binging in my feeding hour.
Right,
There are
right.
hours
Yeah.
that are there
Yeah.
that are all, and we're gonna be okay. But I do notice a whole different image
So
in my body.
Is it an insecure thing, or is it more a comfort thing?
Well, I think it's because I know what I've done before.
Okay.
And so
Yeah, I
know
gotcha.
I can do it.
Yeah.
I'm a year older.
Yeah.
And I got to accept the aging thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, nutrition is really, really interesting when it comes to processed food. We're pretty good of not going down that road.
Yeah.
And pretty good with only shopping around the outside of the grocery store.
Yeah.
And not the processed aisles.
Right.
That are there that are really key. Jay, it's interesting. My doctor said, be really cautious, Brian, how fast you lose your weight.
Okay. Yeah. That's smart.
Because losing it too fast is hard to maintain.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't have my problem losing the weight. It took a long time.
Yeah.
But I was really diligent about losing the weight.
Mm-hmm.
What I found really difficult was maintaining the weight. Once I got to my ideal weight, then I had to maintain it. So I found that extremely challenging for me.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I've always felt like it's easier to stay in shape than it is to get in shape.
And I think that has to do with your metabolism.
Yep. You know what? You could be right. Yeah. When I was younger, my metabolism was through the roof. I burned through a loaf of bread in a half an hour. Like, let's face it, my metabolism was so high. So yeah, I'm not 20 anymore.
No,
I'm not a young kid anymore. And those metabolism habits,
those days are gone.
Oh, those days are long gone. Yeah, those days are definitely long gone. And so I understand what you mean by you're at a sweet spot. I'm not at my sweet spot at the moment. Okay. I'm softer than I want to be.
Okay.
Or I'm softer than I'd like to be. I'm not as diligent in the gym in the moment as I want to be. I'm not as diligent with my diet at the moment as I'd like to be. So
and this is your standards.
And these are my standards. These are not anybody else's standards, but these are the standards that I know I feel my optimal, I feel my best at. Those are the things. So when my diet's in check, my energy's through the roof, my sleep great. Mm-hmm. I hit the pillow and I'm out in 12 seconds, like I said. Yeah. But when I'm not, I go to bed heavy. Mm-hmm. I go to bed and I'm restless, and that all plays a major part in the back end of your nutritional habits.
And it's one piece of the puzzle.
That's it. You got it. It's one piece of the puzzle. Okay, Brian, moving on to mental health. What do you got for mental health?
It's interesting. Mental health and body image. Mm-hmm. A lot of guys are really hung up on that, mm-hmm. from what our research has said, and what we've talked to some of our listeners and ourselves too. Yeah. That negative body image is linked with poor psychological well-being. So what's the relationship do you have with your body? Mm. Is it positive? Is it negative? When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Mm-hmm. How do you treat your body? Are you hyper-focused on your body?
Yep.
Are you focused on the aesthetics of your body versus the function of your body? Do you judge others' worthiness based on what they look like? Mm-hmm. Do you need a mirror or a photo, or rely on external validation for approval? Mm-hmm. Does someone who takes the group photo, do you automatically go to the back of the group for the photo, behind peers, and you just kind of look over their shoulders for the photo?
Right.
Or do you avoid photos altogether when they're being taken? Or when someone takes a picture of you, do you quickly run up to the camera and the phone and say, "Can I see that?
Oh, can I see that
before
you post
Before you post that, can I see what that looks like?"
Yeah.
And do you, your beach photos, your guts sucked in? Do you puff out your chest? Do you wear clothes that fit, or do you hide in baggy clothes?
Right.
For the longest time, I smiled with my lips together.
Okay.
Because I did not like the space between my front teeth.
Gotcha.
I hated it.
Really?
My space between my front teeth.
Yeah.
And there was, and why? Because I just felt that everyone was looking at the space. A perfect smile shouldn't have the space between the front teeth. So I honestly looked into 30 years ago getting it fixed with veneers.
Okay.
And there's two kinds. There's a porcelain veneer and there's a composite veneer. And, and we're talking about between $4,000 and $8,000 for it to happen. And because it's a dental surgery, it would be considered cosmetic.
Yeah.
So nothing is covered. There's no benefit plan that would cover anything like that because it's strictly for cosmetics.
Yeah.
So, and then people started to point out to me about other people who have the space between their teeth. Eddie Murphy, David Letterman, Mike Tyson, Elijah Wood from the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah.
So what I realized is these guys are embracing their smiles. The smile is unique. And I was told by people, it's you, Brian. It's handsome or it's, attractive or whatever.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, so I didn't change it. I needed to rewire my brain to realize that this is an okay part of me.
Just part of your
But
face.
I was ready. I had, the dentist actually did veneer composite moldings to get to they were prepared to do it for me.
Wow.
It's just I wasn't prepared to spend $8,000.
Yeah.
At that particular time. I don't know what they are now.
Yeah.
So what about you when it comes to mental health?
Well, like I had touched on in our fitness segment about being physically fit and shouldn't have had any insecurities.
Right.
Brian, Jesus, man. I was just a ball of insecurity. Oh my God. You want to talk about wearing baggy clothes? I did as a teenager, I was full of insecurity. I just hid behind baggy clothes. And I was in phenomenal shape. I'm talking low percentage of body fat.
Okay, but you covered it all up
all the time
with a hoodie.
All the time.
Or extra large.
Yeah, and where I grew up and when I grew up, we all wore baggy clothes anyway. But yeah, I hid in my clothes, and I just didn't have the confidence. I just didn't have the confidence. And I would love to say that I didn't have any insecurities, but I had a lot of them. And like I said, I've always been in great shape. I didn't look, and as I got older and came into my 20s and hit puberty and all that kind of good stuff and started putting on weight, started filling out. I started, dressing in a little more fitted clothes to not hide away or whatever, but still had a lot of insecurities. But I knew that I didn't look like other dads. Any place I went, anywhere I went, I didn't look like the other guys in the room. I trained hard. I trained regularly. And whether it was strength training or in the gym or on the mats for the martial arts, I was always training. I was always doing something physical. I was in great shape and in some ways unhealthy in my headspace to think that I had a problem with myself physically.
Really?
It just didn't balance out. I was in great shape physically and such poor shape mentally that they didn't even exist in the same room together.
Okay. So what'd you do?
Well, Jesus, I had to figure it out. And I got into this headspace of, well, maybe being in shape, maybe that's what I bring to the table. Maybe that's where my worth is. That's where my value is. And if I'm not in shape, then what? That conclusion to that question cannot be defied by your deltoids or answered with any sort of apps. You just can't. The math doesn't work on that. You just can't. That's not how you mathematically break down your value to a relationship, to yourself. But it just doesn't work that way when it comes to mental health. You really got to go deep, and that's what I had to do. I had to break down what my worth was, not just physically. Get a little soft around the outside, then you start losing value. You start losing value of yourself. You start losing worth of what you bring to the table in this relationship. Fit as a fiddle on the outside, but on the inside, you're never really satisfied with what you look like. And for me, it wasn't Hollywood's standards. It wasn't social media's, it wasn't what I saw on TV. It was my insecurities of myself and how I felt about myself. The insecurities, the comparison, the self-reflection, all of those things. And the one thing I could never do was figure out my self-worth outside of my physical worth.
Really?
Yeah. I just couldn't put the two and two together. And I could tell my children all the live long day, you're perfect just the way you are. You're worth more than you'll ever know. You're amazing right now, right here in this space, because you're you. Just be you. I could preach that all the live long day to them and couldn't figure it out for myself.
Really?
As a parent, I could tell you you're amazing. As myself, I couldn't see past what I was worth outside of being physically fit.
Wow.
And some people just deal with their insecurities on their own, in their own way, in their own headspace. Some people have no idea what insecurity is. God love those people. They're so self-confident. They're so secure in themselves. They have no idea what it is to be insecure. God, I want to be like that.
You okay?
Yeah, it just really hurts to hear it out loud.
And Jay, it's going to hurt harder when you do these edits.
Yeah.
And you go through it and you'll hear your voice and again and again and again as we launch this on the platform. Yeah. However, having said that, maybe hearing it again and hearing your voice say it and admit it is part of the healing journey for you.
Yeah, I would have to say you'd be right about that. Yeah. Admittance.
Yeah. Acknowledging this is where you are.
Yeah.
In this moment of time in your life.
Yeah. Yeah. Insecurities and all.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a whole lot of truth to that.
This next pillar of relationships is really interesting when it comes to body image. Mm-hmm. There's a lot out there about how the body image affects social confidence and intimacy that guys have with their partners when it comes to body image. Mm-hmm. And men with stronger body dissatisfaction often feel self-conscious socially and will avoid situations involving body exposure, impacting friendships and romantic relationships.
Mm. Yeah, that makes sense.
The number of guys who the lights are off during physical intimacy.
Mm. Really?
That was interesting in the research that we came across. Some guys have need privacy changing in front of other guys.
Yeah.
Or other people.
Yeah.
And is that a body image issue, or is it a confidence issue, or is it just being polite to not make the others feel uncomfortable in the change room?
Right. Yeah. I've had some insecurities in the bedroom before. And that just kind of goes hand in hand with all kinds of insecurities. I mean, sometimes you have that insecurity performance insecurity where you're like, am I doing this right? Mm-hmm. Like, am I doing this okay? Honestly, she'll let you know if you are or aren't. That's what it boils down to.
Positive body image is associated with higher self-esteem.
Yeah.
And individuals who feel good about their bodies are more likely to approach relationships with confidence, just fostering a healthier interaction.
Yeah.
Now, we have to keep this in mind when we're raising kids and grandkids too.
Absolutely.
Comments that we make or don't make.
Yeah.
They're picking up all of this when it comes to body image.
Yeah, absolutely. You set this example for your kids. I don't know about grandkids, but you set this example for your kids, and comments you make towards yourself, never to them, but comments you make to yourself, they hear them, they witness them, and then they lead themselves to their own conclusions about how they feel about themselves if you feel that way about yourself.
We were at a restaurant a couple of weeks ago, and we weren't eavesdropping on the couple beside us, but they were talking loud enough that you could not ignore.
Oh, okay.
And so they're going through the menu.
Yeah.
And the guy would order, think, I'm going to have this. And his partner, I'm assuming, or maybe it was the first day, I don't know. But anyway, she said, do you know how many calories are in that? do you know? He said, oh, well, I'm going to have this. Oh my gosh, do you know that? You know, and it was interesting. And my wife and I are just kind of quietly shaking our head. It was the quietest dinner across to their table.
Oh, really?
It was. You can just tell that the comments were enough that related to body image and nutrition that affected their relationship.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. That was interesting.
Yeah, just from reading the menu.
You haven't eaten yet. You haven't eaten yet.
All you've done is read the words off the menu,
and then you've related it to the context of what you think someone else should be ordering or not ordering. Oof. That was interesting.
Yeah,
interesting.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, exactly. Oof. So, what else you got for relationships?
Yeah, for relationships, for my segment, my relationship is the relationship I have with my body. And how I feel towards my body and how I feel in my body and how I saw myself in my body and how I think others saw me in my body. That's a tough one, man. And that all stems from insecurity and lack of confidence and, in total, poor body image, which is why we're doing what we're doing.
I know. This is a tough topic.
Yeah, I was a late bloomer. I came late to the ball game. And I guess in some way I still am a late bloomer because, let's face it, I'm damn near 50 and I'm only starting to figure out this whole mental health thing. So in some ways I'm still a late bloomer on some things. And honestly, my wife has always been kind to my insecurities. I can't say that enough. She's always been very kind and very conscious of my insecurities. She's never made me feel less than. She has never made me feel like I've never added up. She has never made me feel like anything less than perfect. She's never said anything in an argument to chop me down or to pick away at one of those insecurities to win an argument. She has never attacked an insecurity to get the better of me in an argument. Never, ever, ever. All of that insecurity is on me. And she's actually the complete opposite. She's always encouraged me to deal with my insecurities, to figure them out, and help me figure them out together. And I can honestly tell you, I would not be where I am. I would not be in the headspace that I'm in if it wasn't for her constantly helping me to understand you are perfect just the way you are. Forget the insecurities, Jay. Forget it. You're not inadequate. You're more than enough. And some days I feel insecure. Some days I feel inadequate. Some days I feel like I'm not enough. And some days I don't feel like any of that. But the tricky part is you never know how you're going to feel until you're in the day. The most important thing to do, though, fellas, the most important thing to do is learn how to navigate through that day when those thoughts arise. When you're feeling insecure, when you're feeling like you're not enough. Have the tools, have the strategies to make it through the day when those insecurities hit.
Jay, I want you to practice self-compassion. Mm-hmm. I want you to be kind to yourself. I want you to acknowledge your insecurities. Mm-hmm. And it's okay to have flaws, but be kind to yourself. Mm-hmm. And I mean, you're already surrounding yourself with positivity. Mm-hmm. Just keep doing it. Mm-hmm. And we've talked about limiting our media consumption so that we don't get into the compare.
The dare to compare.
I dare to compare.
Yeah.
And celebrate diversity. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you had an injury and couldn't work out, would life fall apart?
I don't know.
You don't know. Well, then you need to think about that.
Yeah.
As you get to be the age that you are,
yeah,
and the risk taker you are, and the adventures that you put your body through. Yeah, if you go down the road of some type of injury, there'll just be a setback.
Yeah.
what does that do for your mental health, your relationships, your nutrition, your fitness, and your insecurities when it comes to body image?
So so if I could, just before you leave that point, I could, for myself or any other listeners out there, I'll tell you what happens for my insecurities. Some days I make light of my insecurities. When I feel awkward and when I feel like I'm getting insecure, I make light of them. And I'll say things like, I'm an extra medium. You ever hear me say that before?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
And now I know what you're talking about.
Of course you have. I'm an extra medium. Ha, 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 ha. Or I'll say things like, I'm a large medium, but a small large.
Interesting.
Right? So I deflect with humor.
Yes.
I deflect that insecurity with humor.
Yeah.
And I do that. So if you find yourself, as a listener, if you find yourself doing the same thing, it's because you're awkward in that moment. You're feeling some type of way about that insecurity. Address it.
Yeah. Well, let's focus on ability and not just appearance then.
Yeah.
What can you actually do with your body as you age? So it's not necessarily focusing on appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Let's engage in positive self-talk. Let's develop some healthy habits. Communicate openly in your relationship,
Mm-hmm.
And share how you're feeling about your body.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, there's got to be something said about having somebody to share that with.
Yeah. Could be a buddy.
Yeah.
Could be your partner.
Yeah.
It could be your kid. Or a parent.
Mm-hmm.
Just somebody else that will allow you
to share that insecurity. Yeah.
Our last pillar, lifelong learning.
Yes, sir.
Body image. So what do you got, Jay?
Brian, this is the segment where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. This is where we take all of the things that we've been discussing all episode, and we try to put them in order, and we make sense of them, and then we try to apply them to our lives, so to speak.
Go for it.
Okay, so I've been talking
insecurities
when it comes to body image this whole episode. And I knew, and I actually said to you off air, that I was not going to have a problem coming up with show notes for this segment, because this is a tough one. This is a tough one for me because I have so much body image insecurities. Listen, this is what we do around here at Coffee and Conversations for Men. We have tough topics. We have tough conversations, and that's just what we do. No sugarcoating.
No.
We don't water anything down.
No.
This is just what we do. So this whole episode's been full of insecurity. But I'm happy to read off my show notes about my next one.
Okay.
Being on vacation recently, we spent a ton of time at the pool every single day. Shirtless. All right, so let me back up. I spent a lot of time at the pool shirtless. I can't speak for everybody.
Okay.
There was ladies there.
Okay.
They weren't shirtless. I was shirtless.
Okay.
All right.
And were you okay?
Oh, yeah. And I can honestly say that I felt zero insecurity while at the pool, while at the beach, while at the bar, or while on the dance floor. I felt zero insecurity on this trip, on our last trip that we were just on. Zero, and that never happens. I'm always, if we are on the deck of the cruise ship, I'm always thinking in the back of my mind, somebody's watching me. So what
was the difference?
I have no idea. It can't be the Jim Beam, because that's not the excuse. It can't be the Jim Beam. I have no idea why I didn't feel insecure this time, but I didn't. And it's not because I'm in the greatest shape of my life, because I'm not. But I have no idea why I didn't feel insecure. It must be that my tools and my conversations and our conversations and the therapy is just working.
Mm-hmm.
It's just working. But I'll also tell you, the dance floor is the one place that I'm not insecure.
And I've seen you out there. You're not.
I'm not. And if you're wondering why, I don't know why.
I'm surprised there are some YouTube clips.
Honest to God. But honestly, okay, so this is going to sound wild. But I am not insecure on the dance floor. And I'm not insecure on the mats either, teaching or training.
Yeah.
That's just...
You're in your element.
It's my element, yeah. And the dance floor is kind of the same way. And I think I'm not insecure because I know me on the dance floor and I'm just having a good time and I don't give a shit who's watching me dance.
Mm-hmm.
You may be better at those dance moves than I am. You may be able to dance better than me. Don't care. You may be able to string those steps, those fancy, the cha-cha and the tango and the walk. You may be able to put that together and make it look beautiful. I don't care. I do not care. I am not impressed. Well, maybe I'm impressed.
You're impressed.
But I don't care if you can do it better than me on the dance floor because I'm doing it and I'm having a blast. And if you've ever been with me at a club or on a dance floor, like it's the Jay Guy show.
Mm-hmm.
I am just in my element and I'm just feeling the rhythm and I'm gone. Well, I spent a lot of time in my head with like a soundtrack going in the background. There's always music playing in my head.
Right.
Always. So the fact that it's out loud and it's on the dance floor, I'm gone. I am gone, and I'm always on rhythm. I find a rhythm, and I'm gone. I'm changing the song.
You're celebrating, acknowledging who you are.
Yeah.
So let's relate this to body image.
Okay.
Then.
Yeah.
So if you're hung up on what other people are thinking.
Yep.
About what you look like.
Correct.
However, if you're on the dance floor and you really don't give a fuck what other people are thinking about you,
correct.
You are you, and you're honoring and celebrating and acknowledging who Jay is.
Mm-hmm.
You don't care what other people think.
No, that's right.
So if you relate that to some insecurities you have about your body, of what other people are thinking about you, I think you hit the nail on the head.
And I right here in my notes, I say I would love to, and I put it in quotes, I would love to have dance floor confidence carry over into my own life, in my day-to-day habits. And maybe one day I'll figure that out. Maybe one day I will have dance floor confidence.
You're on the
On the I mean, I need to put it on a T-shirt, dance floor confidence.
Yeah, it's okay. All right.
And honestly, so last year or the year before, my wife and I, we took some dance lessons. I don't remember if I told you that or not. We took some dance lessons, okay? I had a ball. Did we learn how to cha-cha? Kind of. Did we learn how to waltz? My wife did. Did we learn how to do the tango? And I don't actually know if we learned how to tango, but okay, that's not the point. The point is we tried. And I have realized that I don't follow instructions.
You're just realizing that now?
Okay, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not just realizing that now. But so the instructor was fantastic, and he would give us the steps and blah blah blah, and I would do them. I would do the steps in 1 and 2 and 3 and blah blah blah. My wife has led our dance floor relationship this whole time, right? Yes. She leads. And I'm happy to follow. Yeah. I'm happy to follow because if it's left up to me to lead, we are going everywhere and anywhere on the dance floor. I am so sporadic.
People are just getting off the dance.
Oh, they're moving.
Because you're coming.
And that would happen in our dance, and that would happen here. The instructor would show us something, and then we would dance, and I'm going all over the place. My wife's like, no, and so the instructor would say, you got to let him lead. And she's like, I can't let him lead. Like, he's going to lead us over here. And so the instructor would dance with me, and he'd say, oh, yeah. He'd say to my wife, oh yeah, he's going where he wants. And it's true. I go where, and I think that's the confidence that I have on the dance floor, is that I'm a free spirit and I know it.
Yes.
I think that's what it is. I'm a free spirit and I know it, and I'm okay with that.
So let's transform this belief into body image underneath this baggy clothes you wear.
Mm-hmm. I would have to say, for myself, give myself the advice of dance like nobody's watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
That is powerful, and I'm that's going to be my job. That's going to be my mission.
Good.
To bring this dance floor confidence into every aspect. Yeah, and that's what this segment is. This lifelong segment is to apply these lessons we've learned over the episode.
I agree.
To life.
Yeah, and the bottom line is, your body has been a gift to you.
Yeah.
That's it. You only get one body at this chance. So how are you going to treat that gift, and how are you going to look after it? You be intentional about what you feed it. You be intentional about how you treat it. Are you abusing it? What do you do? And how will this all turn out?
Wow. Okay, so can I ask you a question? When you have insecurities come up in you, how do you navigate through them? if I'm just asking a personal question for you, because I do constantly for me, how do you navigate through an insecure thought? I don't mean to put you on the spot here, Brian. So I do apologize. But for myself and for any of our listeners that have just heard me talk about insecurities, they haven't heard me tell how to navigate through an insecure thought.
Right.
So I don't mean to put you on the spot,
Okay.
but if you had an insecure thought, how do you navigate through it? How do you manage to just not get wrapped up in it?
It's interesting that you asked that, because for me, it's easy to avoid
Okay.
an insecurity that you have. And for me, my avoidance go-to is I intellectualize it. So I'll research the hell out of it. I will figure out what I'm pissed off at. And next thing I know, I've got some research out. I'm trying to read books. I'm listening to podcasts on it. I'll intellectualize it. And that's one thing my therapist has told me. He said, Brian, you can't intellectualize yourself through life. Experience it, embrace it, find an embodiment so you can get used to it. So it becomes a routine and rewire your brain. So for instance, I'll give you an example.
Okay.
So I understand that the body image, if I build an early resiliency, then I can accept my body. And I'll tell, growing up, I'm hairless.
Okay.
It's genetically, and I can remember, Jay, every year for my birthday, when you blow out your candle, people say, make a wish. And inside, I'm wishing, grow hair. Just grow hair on your face, on your chest. Grow hair, Brian. This is the year you're going to grow hair. And I mean, even now, even now, I can shave Wednesday and Saturday and maybe have a Saturday shadow.
Oh, wow.
Okay? Because it's not part of me. I don't have any chest hair. It's not, genetically, it's just not. And so by the age 19, I gave up wishing that in my birthday candle.
Oh, my God.
Because I knew it wasn't going to happen. So building resiliency at a really young age about body image.
About just who you are?
Who I am, and I can accept that. I also know that the media is key. That if we want to understand how media algorithms work, the more you look at something, the more it feeds you.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So if you're looking up muscle pictures, you can pretty well guarantee that more are going to be sent to you.
That's how the algorithm works.
That's exactly
Okay.
because it's helping you. Instead of you hunting for things, it's going to send you things. So if you're looking up whatever, if it's politics or if it's artwork, whatever, you're going to get more of that sent to you. So you really have to be cautious about what you put your attention on. And with AI now, AI can transform a body completely on social media. You can have bigger muscles, you can have broader shoulders, you can have tighter abs, but that can be AI. Now, if you're not aware of that, then you're putting yourself up against something that's so unrealistic. That's not fair at all for you. So for my insecurities, yes, I do research and try to get an understanding of it, but I also have to rewire my brain to think, you are who you are, Brian. This is who you are. Some of your things are genetic. Some of the things are habits that you did when you were younger that caused you to do how you
kind of transform into adulthood.
So that's how I kind of navigate.
And so,
through
just to clarify, so that's called an intellectual?
Yeah, I would intellectualize things.
Okay,
And I'll research things. I will try to get a handle on why I think that. But something else I do with confirmation bias, because I only look up things I know that I agree with. Right. So I will intentionally look for articles that disprove what I'm thinking, so that I can read and say, okay, I never thought about it that way.
Right.
Oh, that's a possibility. I have no idea why that has happened.
So when I say things like I'm an extra medium.
Yes.
Or I'm a small large.
Yeah, you're avoiding insecurity.
That's what that is? That's avoiding?
But by using a humor to deflect. But that's a protection. That's a safety mechanism that's happening in your brain.
Yeah.
Instead of you starting spiraling out of control, that mechanism is there to help you get through it.
Okay, that kind of half answers my own question then. When I said, how do I navigate through? So that you just circled that right back around and said, that's exactly how I'm navigating.
As long as, now the trick is for you to be aware you're doing it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
If it's just coming off and you're thinking, oh my God, I don't want to I don't want to acknowledge this.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're aware that I make light of it,
yeah,
and I'm aware that I'll intellectualize it, I'll research the hell out of it. So other people will, they'll be a performer, and they will, they'll have to be the center of attention to avoid
being insecure or feeling awkward in the room.
Yeah,
okay, yeah. And I would think, no, I guess I don't fall under that category where I'm a performer.
Unless you're on the dance floor.
Unless I'm just, I was just gonna add that in. Unless I'm on the dance floor, and oh God. So I guess I gotta.
Let's wrap this up.
I got a quote.
Do you have a quote? Okay.
Yeah, I definitely brought a quote to the table, and my quote says, "Dear body, you were never a problem. There is nothing wrong with your size. You are good enough already. Love me."
I want you to read that every morning.
Yeah.
Every morning as you're having your rising coffee. You
just brought it full circle. You just brought it.
I hope other listeners send us some coffee suggestions or send us a coffee of a unique name.
Yeah. Don't send us normal coffee, okay?
No.
Don't send us normal stuff.
You know what? That's a wrap, Jay. Body image.
This was a hard one, man.
It's a hard one. It's a hard one. I had no idea all the insecurities that you are up against when it comes to your body image.
When I said I would have no problems making notes, I really meant it because I knew it's going to be nothing for me to.
Yeah. And I think part of your healing will be to go through the edits and listen to it. Listen to your own voice.
Yeah.
Of what you are saying.
Yeah, because I will deflect even when I'm listening to other people talk about insecurities and all of those mindfulness quotes and pages and all that kind of stuff. If it has anything to do with me or if it strikes a chord or a familiarity for me, I humor the shit out of it. Mm-hmm. So for me to hear my own voice saying it back to me, will be quite healing.
And acknowledge it.
Yeah. And that wraps up today's episode of Coffee and Conversations for Men.
Thanks for spending time with us. We truly appreciate it.
Be sure to check out the show notes for resources, links, and everything we've covered today.
Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you enjoyed this conversation, share it with a friend or leave us a review. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
You can follow us on Instagram at Coffee and Conversations for Men. That's 4 as in the number 4. Got a topic you'd like us to explore? Reach out and let us know.
Just a quick reminder, we're not therapists, we're not counselors, we're not licensed professionals, just 2 longtime friends sharing real stories and lessons from our own lives.
So if you're facing challenges with your health, your mental well-being, or your relationships, we encourage you to seek guidance from qualified professionals.
We hope our conversation sparked reflection, encouraged growth, and helped you feel more connected.
Until next time, this is Jay
and Brian
reminding you to grab your coffee
or your favorite drink
and keep the conversations going. So stay strong,
stay curious,
and stay connected.